So this is a 2004 Yamaha WR 450. I acquired it through a friend of mine who said that it just needed a header pipe. Well, I got to checking it out, and there are a few other things as to be expected. No worries. We have the ability to fix it here, so we're going to do so. So some of the other things that we found other than just the header pipe were obviously, with it being an 04, it's going to be a little bit weathered. So we do have some weathering on some of the plastics, the fuel tank, and the rest of the bike. The rear fender needs a little bit of help. The muffler. There are a couple of extra valve stems sticking out, which were to plug missing spokes in the wheel. And one of the biggest problems with trying to get it running was we got an issue right here. Check this out. She's a little loose. So when that happens, possibly it could jump out of time, which this one did. So now the next step is to start pulling the top end off. I want to make sure that we didn't have the valves hit the piston and cause any other damage. So that's what we're going to do next on this one. So the next step is going to be to remove the carburetor. So we want to remove the carburetor off of here, and then we are going to also want to take the tension off of your Camchain tensioner so that we can be able to remove the cams out of the cylinder head. And also what we need to do is we need to make sure that we drain and remove the coolant, which here right is a drain, and we're going to remove the coolant out of there before we decide that we're going to pull the head off of there so we don't leak any down into the crankcase. So that's the next step. So now I'm going to drain the coolant. Sometimes these project bikes come in and they do not have any coolant in them, so I guess we'll find out right now. There is no coolant. Not a good thing. So definitely warrants an inspection of the top end. So I got the carburetor removed. Just want to show you a little bit what that's all about. So on the other side, there's a band right here. You just loosen this band and then the carburetor will come off. I have a little bit of help because this boot is all dry rotted and kind of sunken back. So it was real easy for me to get the carburetor out. A lot of the times it's not that easy. But I do have a new one of these that we're going to be replacing it with. So I just got the timing chain tensioner bolts taken out, and show you what happened here. So if you look here, I can push this in pretty much all the way, and it doesn't really help with the tension here. So you can see that this right here is extended all the way, and if that's extended all the way and you still have slack in your chain, that means you need a new chain. So that's what we're gonna do on this one. We're gonna put a new chain on it after inspection of the rest of the parts. So now it comes time where we're gonna remove the cam holders to remove the cams. Now when doing that, there are cam lobes obviously, and you want to have your cam lobes with the high point of the lobe off of your cam follower, your bucket, because you don't want to have pressure pushing down on this when you remove these bolts, because then it'll push it up, and you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have it to where both lobes don't have any pressure on your cam followers or buckets. Okay, so I got the cams out and the chain off, so this is what it looks like when that happens. Now we're going to have to remove this bolt, this one. We're going to have to remove the header, and we are going to have to remove these two special little bolts over here. These right here, and that'll allow us to get the head off. Then we can inspect the damage.